welcome back to my channel, Little Misguided. Today we're going to continue on with our true crime series with a focus on cold cases. And I'm going to do it a little bit differently for the first time. The case that we're going to be focusing on is one of Michelle Henri. This one hits kind of close to home for me. It's in the same county that I live in. So what we're going to do is going to go ahead and get a little bit of rundown on the case information, and then we'll go into the cards. Michelle was 25 years old at the time she disappeared. She disappeared on the afternoon of January 24th, 2004. The last person who was known to be seen with her, or the last person who claims to have seen her before she disappeared, was her ex-husband, who she was living with at the time. Now, Michelle did have a history of hospitalizations for mental health stays. She had a history of cutting. However, a few days before she went missing, her sister was told by Michelle that she had planned on visiting a friend in Kansas City. Her vehicle was inoperable at the time, so she planned on getting a ride. However, Michelle never made it to Kansas City. Her ex-husband at the time wasn't too concerned at first because he said he figured that she was in the hospital getting treatment for her depression. Now, there has been no sign of Michelle since this day. So, let's go ahead and get into the reading. Alright, let's begin with the reading. First card's out, the Empress. So, the Empress could be a mother figure. She was a mother of 2 small boys. This could be her, this could be somebody else. Let's move on. The 7 of Swords. Somebody may need to come clean about something that they have been withholding, I feel like. With the 10 of Wands, a heavy burden. Now, well, this could be one of 2 ways. We'll have to get more information to see what we're really talking about. But we have the Empress here. This could be Michelle. This could be her mother figure. If this is her mother figure, her mother, what we're talking about here is knowing something, knowing some kind of additional information that has been withheld or hidden, I guess. Or maybe swapping things around to avoid something being detected. Anyway, having some kind of information they need to come clean about that they've been holding on to for a long time. And whatever this information is, it has weighed on them heavily. It's been a heavy burden. So I feel like there is some guilt involved and the fact that they have this information. I don't know if they're a participant in whatever it is that they know, but it's like they know something that they haven't said, and it's been weighing on them all this time. Now, if it's not her mother figure, and we're talking about Michelle herself, which, honestly, I don't think so. I think that we're talking about her mother figure. Allegedly, for entertainment purposes only. But let's say we're talking about Michelle. It could be that she confessed something to somebody that she'd been holding within herself. She needed to come clean about something. Just couldn't take it anymore. So she put all her cards on the table. But anyway, let's pull some more cards so we can see what we're actually dealing with. You have the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. The High Priestess in the reverse. And the Knight of Swords in the reverse. Alright, this Four of Pentacles is talking about releasing something or letting something go. Or we could be talking about somebody who is extremely greedy in regards to something or a situation. I can already tell on this card I'm going to have to pull a clarifier to get some more information. With the High Priestess and the Knight of Swords in the reverse, there is something, again, like I was saying earlier, there's something that hasn't been said. It's being withheld. It's a secret. Something that's hush-hush that wasn't talked about. Yeah, I feel like, I'm sorry, but I feel like we're talking about her mother figure here. I feel like we're talking about her mom knows something. Some little detail, some kind of information, and it's been, like I said, the guilt trip has been weighing heavy, and she wants to come clean about it. She wants to, whatever this is that she's been holding on to tightly, she wants to release it and let it go. It's something that's been hidden, hasn't been talked about, it's a secret. We have the Four of Cups here. I'm not sure what this is in regards to yet. Turns out we didn't need the clarifier on the Four of Pentacles. Isn't that nice? But I don't know what this is in regards to yet. The Four of Cups, but it's like somebody here is like being avoidant, ignoring, like not paying any attention to something. Like something is being presented to them and they're basically blowing it off because they have these other options. Or let's say they have an opportunity to do something and they're not doing it because there are other things that they want to entertain at the time. Anyway, let's clarify the Four of Cups. Three of Swords. Yeah, whatever this is a heartbreaking betrayal. I feel like somebody has an opportunity to do a right thing here, and they're not doing it. And it's kind of a crying shame, to be honest. I mean, I don't want to project anything, but I'm going to say like a Judas-like betrayal. At least that's what it feels like emotionally, for someone to be able to do something and not do it. This may be knowledge here that we're talking about. Somebody holding some kind of knowledge. I don't know. I just feel really crushed right now because this is kind of shocking behavior. It's almost like I get a feeling of something going down. And I'm not saying anybody was physically present, but it was like, it's almost like she looks to somebody else for like, help, back up. Are you going to say anything? Are you going to do anything? Like, you can do something? And it's like the other person just turns their head. And it's like, that is like the Judas betrayal. And that is like a heartbreaking moment to like realize that all of a sudden whenever you really need somebody, that they just turn a blind eye to you. And if this was the mother who did that, or who knew something, like she knew something, like she didn't have to have been there, possibly. She didn't have to have been there, but it's like a case where like she knows something about it. But either she let it happen, or if she had no control over that, it's like she knew something and then didn't speak up on it. And I'm not sure what the deal was at the time. Maybe she just had other things that she was focusing on. To where she didn't have all her priorities straight. And she didn't say anything then, but all of these years later, it's like the weight of it just gets heavier and heavier and heavier. Because she knows what she knows, and she can't change anything. And maybe, I don't know. I was going to say, because I was trying to make it sound nicer and make it sound better. I was going to say maybe it's not even about the case. Maybe it's about her feeling like she could have done something and then didn't do something. But I think it is about the case because we're focusing on Michelle here. We're not focusing on how Mom feels. But anyhow, let's proceed. So somebody being able to do something, and then they're not doing it, and they didn't speak up on it, on whatever they know or whatever they saw. I don't know if they saw anything, but they could have saw something. They could know something. They could have had an idea about something. I don't feel like it's an idea. I feel like they know. This is something they know. We have the Strength card here. and it didn't come out, but right before the Strength card came out, I saw the Ten of Swords. Oh my god. So, and then there's two cards that came out behind this pool with the Ten of Swords. I had the Strength card, Ten of Swords, the Chariot. Sorry, I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. Ooh, that's me. So, Ten of Swords, the Chariot in the reverse, and the Seven of Pentacles. This Ten of Swords, as you can see, it's not looking good for this person here. Cuts. And to be honest, I was getting something about, and I'm not even sure if that's what it is or if it's telling me something else, but I was getting a feeling of cuts, something sharp, knife, stabbing, something. Look at this Ten of Swords and this person left here. The Chariot in the reverse makes me feel like a chaotic energy, something that is happening all of a sudden or seemingly with no rhyme or reason. Like all of a sudden they're like, what the F is happening? Now, I heard it as, what the F just happened? So I feel like something happened, but I feel like there was somebody there and somebody else there, the perp, and I feel like there was a witness. I mean, at least somebody who had heard something, because I heard somebody say, what the just happened? Like something that happened all of a sudden. And with that Seven of Pentacles here, that's not the traditional meaning, but coupled with that chaotic energy and that Ten of Swords, a harsh, quick ending, backstabbing, betrayal. It makes me wonder if this isn't a burial, like a burial mound. We have this Strength card here on top of all of this. This makes me feel like, or wonder if there, with the Strength card, if there was some kind of struggle that maybe somebody heard or witnessed. Like, yeah, like hearing like a tussle or like banging on a wall and somebody being like, what the fuck just happened? And they go in there, and I think that it's already too, like, I feel like they go in the room and it's already too late. Like, there's not calling any kind of emergency services isn't going to help at this point, because the person is already gone. No, that's just what it feels like to me. And I think I want to get more information on this Ten of Swords. And if there... I think I'm going to use my index cards on that Ten of Swords. And if it is, like, I don't have confirmation, but if it is something where she was attacked or stabbed, I need to ask who was the perpetrator. But give me some information on this Ten of Swords, please. Birthright in the reverse. I don't know if I'm making this up in my head or not, for entertainment purposes only. But with birthright in the reverse, it's like whenever you're born, you have certain inalienable, you got certain rights. And what's that saying? Like, you got a right to be here. Like, you got a right to be here whenever you're born. But that one saying that moms always say is, I brought you into this world, I can take you out. And birthright. Now, see, I could just be going off the walls. Birthright in the reverse could also be avoiding somebody else's right to be born or to give birth. Like, I'd be interested to know it if, not that it's my business, but if she was on any kind of birth control at the time, and if there was a possibility that she might have been pregnant. Was she going to see a friend in Kansas City, or was she going to see a facility in Kansas City? Did she tell somebody this information and then they reacted poorly to it? Does Michelle's mom know that? Is what she knows that nobody else knows is that she was pregnant? Does she know that? Oh, that's way too much. Now, I'm going to read these, but I'm not going to try to make any sense of them right now, because I feel like it's too many cards, and I don't know if it really makes sense to me. But just for the sake of you guys, yeah. Church. Cheating, but it was reversed. Bad intentions, also reversed. Follow the money. Isolated in the reverse. Fun in the reverse. Hollywood. Community. Epidermal. insanity, Fleabag, at the top of the deck, drugs, and, oops, skeptical. Okay, maybe I should see if I can make any sense out of any of that. I don't know. Okay, we have church here, cheating in the reverse, bad intentions in the reverse. This kind of makes me feel like and wonder if, you know, she had some troubles in her life previously. Maybe she had a lot of heavy shit from childhood and teenage years and upward and onward that she was dealing with, hence her stays. But it's kind of like at this point in life, maybe she started going to a church or attending a service, and she was doing good, being loyal, true, honest, whatever she said that she was doing. Bad intentions in the reverse. She had good intentions. She was meaning well at this time in her life. I haven't heard any rumors or know anybody or know anything, but all I know is that sometimes people will, like the community, people will have something to say about somebody. There's rumors, or they were connected to this person, or they were connected to this and that, and it's like people talk, but nobody really knows all of everything, and I think that's something maybe relative in this case, is where people talk and they make assumptions about what they think happened. I don't know any of those. I'm just getting a feeling. They make assumptions of what they think happened, but they don't really have any idea. Because we have drugs here, like I said, drugs and skeptical. Like maybe some people are saying, oh, this whole thing involved drugs exchange, or people who deal with all of that. But there's reason to be skeptical that that's the reason. Like, even if that was true, that may not be the cause for the disappearance. Follow the money. So maybe if you go back through and look at her bank account transactions or somebody's transactions, there may be evidence pointing to a big payout for something that might be a red flag that can be followed up on. And I don't know why, and I don't know which kind, but I'm even hearing the word insurance. Like, I know no insurance or anything I don't think any insurance or anything has been paid out. Like, but it's like, it's either check her insurance information to see where she has been at, like, hospital stay-wise, or whatever. I don't know. Something about insurance. I don't know if this is medical insurance or like somebody had some insurance, but I don't think somebody had some insurance is the case. Because in order to cash in on that insurance, it would, need to produce somebody. So something about checking in on the insurance, the records. Oh, my battery's about to die. I got 5%, so let me get through this, and then I'll have to film some more after I charge. Fun in the reverse. Hollywood. She may have have gone through a period where she thought that she was having a good time, running around with people, trying to be cool or whatever, until all of a sudden things weren't fun anymore. Community. Word could have been getting around in the community about something, or the community could have been talking. Epidermal. Again, with the drugs card, community could have been talking about drug use and saying that she was crazy, like a dirtbag, basically. Like, maybe she went on a little bit of wild streak for a second there, you know. She was dealing with some things all on her own, and we don't always pick the best coping mechanisms, and maybe hers was to go be social with a group of people that she had no business going and being social with, you know, like in regards to her priorities and how she needed to balance them. But it's like she may have been running around with these people and doing things they do, and people started talking. Maybe even specifically some church members, I don't know. Maybe somebody that she knows that goes to a particular church. Anyway, that doesn't matter. But after having gone through that little phase, she was like trying to make an attempt to do good. Here. Alright, let me go ahead and stop this so I don't get cut off in the middle of something, and I'll be back with y'all later after I get charged up and stuff. Okay, I'm back. So, a couple of interesting things while I was gone charging. I looked into a couple of things. Well, first of all, I got it in my head that the whole insurance thing was talking about medical insurance. And I looked it up to see if in Missouri you have to have more than one visit in order to have an abortion. And you do have to talk to the doctor 72 hours before you have one. So I'm wondering if, because you have to have 2 appointments to have one, if insurance may not already be on file at a clinic if there was an appointment set up there. So that could be something to look into if that is the right trail. Secondly, I looked up the address that is on the articles, on the websites, on the news sites, whatever. 2600 block of Highway 17 on Google Maps, and we had that index card that said insanity, right? And when I looked up her address on Google Maps, it pinged the little red thing for her address, and then right around the corner there was another ping for this business with something like Bow Fisherman's Guide Insanity. That's what this business was called. I'm just saying. And I'm also going to say, I don't know if it's notable or not, we're going to note it, that there is a river in close vicinity right there along the borders around the area where that business is. Just saying. So we're going to get back into the reading, see what else we can come up with. I am smoking. I know it's unprofessional, but it's my channel, so let's see. We have the 5 of Swords in the reverse. So it could be somebody having like a win at all cost attitude. Or it could be somebody trying to escape or go around some conflict. We'll see. You have the Chariot, the Strength card, the Five of Cups, and the Five of Pentacles in the reverse, with the Two of Cups in the reverse at the top of the deck. Okay. Now, I'm just going to say it. I feel like somebody having a win at all cost attitude had to do with them being afraid of, like, losing money, being without, like, wanting to hang on to what they have. Baby kitty. Go on, baby kitty. Excuse her. Alright. Yeah. And somebody kind of like making a reckless decision. Oops. To win at all cost. Determined. I feel like forcing their will. And we have this card. This always represent, I mean, not always, but it feels like, you know, mourning to me. Like cutting your losses. I have to lose this in order to protect this. Make sure this doesn't happen. Make sure I don't end up losing everything I got. So some things just gotta go. Even if it is this Two of Cups. So Two of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, I feel like this is somebody. I feel like it's whoever the kid's father is. I'm sorry. I know I have no proof that she's pregnant, but this is what I'm picking up on. If there was some kind of soulmate relationship, somebody that they were seeing, maybe not even actually seeing, you know, like they may not have had an official relationship, but they did have a connection. They had a past connection too. This wasn't somebody new. The Page of Cups and the King of Pentacles. This could have been somebody that she was romantically involved with, but maybe technically separated from. Like maybe they weren't officially together, but maybe they still, you know, were on a friendly, beneficial basis. I don't know if I said it already, but the King of Pentacles can be somebody who is a provider. I'm getting somebody who possibly could work outdoors. I don't know, but it's like they either make good money or they're able to take care of things. That this is somebody who doesn't want to lose that money that they have. So they end up making a reckless decision to win at all costs. And basically, I feel like turn their back on the connection. This could be the person that we hit earlier on when I said there could have been a struggle, this could have been the person who initiated that. Okay, let's see. I had a couple of questions too that I had written down earlier. Just, as I was looking at things. Let's see. One of them was, the article was saying that her ex-husband was the last one to see her. And that's that we know of. And I wanted to check in and see, is it possible that anybody else, like, who was the actual person to last see her? Who was the actual person to last see Michelle? Nine of Wands. So this could be somebody that she has dealt with for a long time. And I don't know if what I'm getting is accurate or not, but there may have been, with the bandage, on their head. That's usually my takes a licking and keep on ticking card. There could have been a history of abuse in the relationship in regards to this person, and one way or the other, somebody could have been putting hands on somebody. I don't know who. Well, I would say it was this person, since we're describing this person. Who is this person that last saw her? So there was a history of domestic abuse. Seven of Pentacles. I feel like this is, again, okay, so this could be in connection with that King of Pentacles. They could be the same person. Doesn't have to be. That they could be the same person, but I'm picking up with this card that this is somebody that does, like, they work outside. They have access, like, to tools that you would have in a tool shed, shovels and hoes and whatnot. I don't know if maybe they do landscaping kind of work, or if they dig, like, plumbing ditches, or do some kind of construction. Possibly even gardening. I don't know. But I'm picking it up as them being in this environment. Five of Wands. So this is somebody who that they had drama and conflict with, arguing. Always issues between them, going back and forth. It wasn't something, it was another. Temperance. So, like, if this was the case between them, it's like they had cool down times where everything would be, okay and peaceful between the two of them. It's like over time, somebody or they both mellow out and, like, things got better to where they could be more platonic. The High Priestess in the reverse. So again, with the High Priestess in the reverse, somebody who is hiding something or holding something back. With this Temperance card in the reverse next to the High Priestess, it makes me wonder if this is somebody who doesn't have, like, a secret alcohol addiction or problem. Whether it's an addiction or not, but, like, a problem, like, maybe they don't drink often, but whenever they drink, it's no good, no bueno. Like they might go overboard, or they might be combative whenever they're drinking. And this is also somebody who, like, you wouldn't think, like, the people around them wouldn't really think that they have a drinking problem because they can, like, drink socially. But I feel like a lot of times, too, it's like behind the scenes when they're at home with the people that they're close with, that's when they're having, like, conflicts or arguments. And was just wondering, I don't know if this person still drinks now, but I kind of feel like they do. Except for back in the day when all of this was going on, it may have been more of, you know, a social thing and a at-home thing. Like they may go out with their friends or meet at their house or go to a bar back then. Now I feel like there's somebody, like, they will just sit at home and drink. And it could have been, even that in itself can be an addiction or a battle that they've been fighting for a long time. Or they've been hiding it. Like, people know that they drink, or they may not know how bad it is. Or people may know how bad it is, but they think that they're hiding it. And we have the Empress card here also. Judgment card at the top of the deck. So, again, with the Empress, that's the mother figure, the mother card. We could be specifically talking about her mother again. Or we could be talking about, like, she's the mother in this case. Basically, like, it could be, like, the baby daddy. So the only people that have been brought up to know something. Oh, I get it. So it's like the mother would know this. Earlier we were getting that the mother knows something, and it's been a heavy burden. She could spoke up on it and didn't. And if it's not a pregnancy, which it could still be, it's also this history here. Maybe it's something that she confided to her in, but mom didn't speak up on it. I don't know. Maybe she didn't think anything of it at the time or connect it. Let me get a clarifier on the Empress card. Seven of Swords in the reverse. It's the person that wants to come clean about the truth. They got something to say. And I saw the Five of Cups again in the deck as it was, there it goes, right on top there, as it was going by. Somebody who is in regret, who's in mourning, who's in loss. I think she would know that, like, she might be able to confirm this information. I'm just going to mention Ten of Swords and the Three of Swords. Somebody utterly broken over this ending. We have the Seven of Wands and the Knight of Cups in the reverse. So with the Seven of Wands, going back to describing this person, the Knight of Cups, we're just talking about somebody who becomes like upset or combative whenever they're drinking. That Seven of Wands is about having to defend yourself against movement that's coming toward you that's not with the most loving of intentions. And it could also be somebody who's full of rage or full of emotions. It could be very much a crime of passion, something that happens all of a sudden. Like, they just get upset, and the next thing you know, you're defending yourself. Queen of Wands in the reverse. This could be a feminine figure who is the one who gets furious or rageful. So I'm not sure if we're talking here about some other feminine entity who we haven't discussed, or if we're talking about a mother figure, or if we're talking about Michelle herself. She very much could have been someone, she could have been an instigator. Now, I'm going to get a clarifier on the Queen of Wands too. Because the Queen of Wands could also be, if there was like a third party situation, you know, like if there was another woman involved. And maybe that's why her and the person that she was pregnant by weren't together, because they weren't together. If there was another woman, like, this could be her too. Two of Swords. The Emperor in the reverse. And the Death card. The Devil at the top of the deck. Somebody could have made a decision, and that somebody being the Emperor here. If the Empress is the mother, the Emperor is the father. The Emperor making a decision to end something for another kind of new beginning. Like, maybe the Emperor wasn't too happy about a pregnancy. Or maybe she was mad and told him that she had planned to end it, or that she already had. But this is an emperor who, I mean, this is the father figure who, in the ultimate form of control, decides to take upon it himself to cause this ending. And he may have had a Queen of Wands. I mean, he may have had a Queen of Wands, somebody else that he was seeing on the side too. Like, let's just be frank. she could have been, okay, I'm not going to say that it's him. Fuck it. Okay, I can say that it's him for entertainment purposes only. Let's just say she was living with her ex-husband, and even though they weren't together, they were still sleeping together. Since they weren't together, he could have been seeing other people or seeing someone outside of the household. But since they were intimate, she became pregnant. However, if they wanted to be together, they would be together. So somebody was not wanting to be a participant in like a family with this person. They still wanted to be free and single and do their own thing. So they could have either, I don't know if they wanted her to get an abortion or she just was setting up the appointment to do it. I don't know if she did it and then it got canceled. I don't know. Maybe let's go with the index cards again. Confused in the reverse. So where maybe where I think I'm confused, I'm not really confused. Maybe I am onto something and I just don't want to talk about it because I live here and not everybody's going to agree with what's being said, and it might cause issues. Like my tummy's all rumbly. So maybe that's what it is. We have abuse and assimilation. So abuse, like we were saying earlier, somebody actually putting their hands on somebody. Assimilation, wanting them to fall in line or go with the programming, right? Like do what they wanted them to do. Like whoever this person is that's responsible, they may have had some kind of plan, something that they wanted her to do, and she went against it. Or maybe she set up the appointment and she didn't want to go. Maybe it wasn't that she told somebody that she was pregnant and they didn't want to hear it. Maybe they knew she was pregnant and they wanted her to set up this appointment and get to it. But we have abuse and assimilation. It's like maybe somebody just snaps because like they're the overbearing, controlling type of person. And all of a sudden she's sitting there in their face telling them that she's not going to do what they told her to do. And so maybe that's where like a physical assault takes place. And it's like maybe the person just snapped, but they weren't wanting to make her comply or listen. Like I'm sorry, but like beat down like a dog into submission. Guide. Fuck it. I think this is a message to me. We'll see. Because I'm hesitant about this reading, about posting this reading. And I am supposed to do what I'm being guided to do. That's why I'm doing it. I'm being guided to do it. We have fuck it in the reverse. So don't fuck it. I need to care about it. There's for a reason, a purpose. Police in the reverse. Home. Oops. True blue. Fishy in the reverse. So basically, that's what's up. Travel in the reverse. I don't need to go anywhere. Ancestors. And Prince. Basically, I feel like it's telling me that I need to go ahead and no matter what, the anxiety or reservations to pursue and go through with this, because there's blockages other places and it's needed, and it's like doing it from home. The messages that are coming through are true blue. I don't need to go anywhere because I'm being guided by my ancestors. And Prince, that makes me wonder if the point is to help find some kind of evidence or pointing to a direction where some can be found. Top of the deck, mask off, to expose something that is covered up or hidden, to expose it. So that's what we're doing right now. All right. And I don't know if this business that came up on Google Maps existed back then or not, but I also just noticed in that other pile, the word guide came out, which was another name in that business. And when you look it up, it looks like a fisherman outing, like they take people out on the water. I told you that river was right there. So I'm wondering if, because we had police in the reverse and Prince, I'm wondering if this business was a place that may have not been looked at. I wonder with this business being so close to their home, if this was somewhere that the person involved in this may have attended. Maybe records could be checked to see if they were logged in that day. Like if they go out on a boat, if they have to log in. I don't know. That was in January 24th, so you'd think that nothing like that would be open at the time. But I'm just saying, it was a thought. So, could be nothing. But before I end up running out of storage, I have a few more questions that I had come up with that I wanted to ask. This next question is, what kind of evidence can solve the case? What kind of evidence can solve the case? Five of Cups. So again, something not being looked at, or something that has not been noticed or paid attention to. And I kind of feel, and I just noticed too, look at that river flowing in the background. And actually, I may insert the Google image. I'm not sure, because I'm not sure how easy editing that would be. But when you look at the Google Maps image, at the location, the river goes around like this, like a little peninsula, right? And then there's the business here, and then their house is like up here. Business is here. And then the river goes on down this way. It goes on down to a curve, where when it gets to a curve, it does look like there is an overpass in the background there. Anyway. So what kind of evidence can solve the case? And I also feel like maybe finding out whether or not she was actually pregnant, because even though they don't have a person of interest in the case, they don't. But if they could establish if she was pregnant or not, that could help establish motive, which could create there being a person of interest and revitalizing it. The King of Wands and the reverse. So yeah, some kind of evidence involving this King of Wands figure. This man who's overbearing, probably has a temper tantrum, probably overindulges in the booze. Maybe reinvestigating that person. Knight of Wands in the reverse and the Ace of Cups. Yeah. I mean, I feel like talking to him might do some good. I mean, I understand he's already been talked to probably multiple times, but when things wear you down over the years and you're just burying yourself in alcohol, other things might come out now, might be said. And if there would be anybody to speak up on the character of this person, a character witness for, to speak up if there was a history of domestic abuse and somebody knows about that. What else kind of evidence can help solve this case? Temperance. So that's definitely patience. It's been, 23 years? So yeah, it's not anything that's going to be solved extremely quickly. Sorry, but I don't know. I'm just stuck on the fact that, again, here we have another body of water. And again, on the Temperance card, look at her forehead. That looks like one of those doctor, physician symbols. So, again, maybe checking the records, checking the insurance against her last charges. And the Hierophant and the reverse. So the Hierophant in the reverse could be a broken commitment, a divorce, a separation. And we already know that at the time he was her ex-husband. They were already separated. But I feel like the Hierophant's coming up in the reverse also. Like, is there anyone to verify that he wanted to move on with somebody else? That it was actually over, that they weren't getting back together. He wanted to move on and end this, what he had already started. Three of Cups and the Devil card. So I feel like this is social drinking. I feel like this is somebody who goes to a bar, and whenever they go to a bar, they talk with the people that are there. I feel like he may have gotten off into a drunken stupor and said something to somebody about it. And it's like, there is somebody out there who knows something. Somebody knows something and they're not saying it. Four of Wands in the reverse. It could very well be, doesn't have to be, but it could be even somebody that they were in a living arrangement with, a living arrangement situation. Like, I feel like there's two things going on right now for me. Right now I'm feeling the falling apart of the domestic union. Like, she was staying with him, but maybe things weren't going too well, or maybe he couldn't wait to just move on with, like, her, go on with her life and him go on with his life. But that wasn't going to be as possible, as easy, if all of this is true. And, you know, in the subsequent years, like I said, it's been 23 years. He may have said something to people that he was drinking with socially. He could have said something to somebody that he was a roommate with or lived with, somebody he was in a romantic relationship with even after that, or a friend, like a best friend. He said something to somebody. Loose lips sinks ships. Is there any other evidence other than, talking to people and doing the groundwork, getting out there and just talking to people again? Is there anything else besides that, and checking the insurance records? The Hermit. So, investigation, I'm sure that's already been done, but re-investigating things with a new perspective, with new evidence. Like, if you do find out that there was this medical issue, then that opens up a whole new can of worms, because then there's a motive, like I said. And so then going back and re-investigating and looking at things in a new light. Sometimes you get stuck on your own roadblocks just looking at it in one direction. The sun, like I said, looking at it in a new light, shining a new light on it. And it's weird. What we have the baby here again. So I feel like looking into that, I feel like there will be confirmation found about that. Okay, and then after the confirmation is found and things are re-looked into and opened up, interviews will happen. And like I said, loose lips sink ships. Somebody knows something. Somebody's going to say something, whether he says it himself or somebody else validates it. What kind of relationship did Michelle have with the Kansas City friend? What kind of relationship? Okay. We have a 5 of Pentacles. And the 3 of Cups. This one represents friendship to me. This one's being left out in the cold or having some kind of lack or spending money. But it kind of makes me feel like with that friendship and the 5 of Pentacles, like there wasn't no friendship. There wasn't no friend. But let's keep going because I could be wrong. What kind of relationship did Michelle have with the Kansas City friend? Yeah, I feel like there wasn't a friend. That she was going there. She was going there on her own for an ailment. The High Priestess. That's me. Intuition. Judgment. The Page of Pentacles. And the 9 of Swords. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not being biased and trying to see it any other kind of way. But I'm still seeing it as there was no Kansas City friend. That it actually was to go, like this is a child. Something that they were stressed about. Look, here's a child coming about the grave, too. I feel like she was supposed to go there for an appointment, and she didn't want to do it. That Judgment card being in the upright, I feel like she had a change of heart, or she said no, and it was like this baby was going to be terminated, and all of a sudden it was going to live now because she changed her mind. Okay, so let's go to the next question. What were her ex-husband's feelings toward her within the week prior to her disappearance? What were her ex-husband's feelings towards her within the week prior to her disappearance? 9 of Wands. Honestly, there could have been some like lust or attraction there. It could have been one of those times when he was trying to be a little bit more friendly extra. The Star. So he had a lot of hope in something in regards to her and to healing something. The 4 of Cups. So again, someone being presented with an opportunity but not really paying attention to it because they have other options. Oops. We have the Temperance card in the reverse and the 3 of Wands. That kind of makes me wonder or feel like I wonder if, it's so weird. It's kind of like he might have had something going on with her and somebody else at the same time, but he didn't really know what he wanted either. But he certainly didn't want to not have an option. But with the Temperance card in the reverse and the Three of Wands, it's like over time, like things could have just got more and more irritating. Like maybe he had a lot of hope in her, like he was proud of her, she was falling in line doing what she was supposed to be doing, she made the appointment, da 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 da. If that's even the case. But then she just, did what she wanted to do and was ignoring him, and that was irritating him. And it just got more and more irritating as time went on. The World in the reverse. Nine of Cups in the reverse. The Queen of Pentacles. And the High Priestess. So the World in reverse and the Nine of Cups in the reverse, it's like, I'm hearing it never fucking ends. Never fucking ends. Like, he just was continually not happy with this Queen of Pentacles. The person who was at home. He came visit the King of Pentacles earlier. His partnership. Like, his partner, he was continually, repeatedly not happy with it. Or, not happy with her. Like, he's happy whenever she was listening and following in line, but the more she exercised, like, her independence and doing what she wanted to do and going against his wishes, the more she did that, and the more irritating it was, sending him in this King of Wands mode in the reverse. It's right here at the top of the deck. Like I said, somebody who can just lash out in a moment's notice. They got a hair trigger. And with the High Priestess in the reverse, I feel like I can take that as confirmation to me. And if he was seeing somebody else, it's like she could have known and called him on it. Like, I know you're seeing somebody else. Are you? Okay, the next question is, who is responsible for Michelle not returning home? Who's responsible for Michelle not returning home? Who is responsible for Michelle not returning home? The Lovers in the reverse. A person that she had a relationship with. Somebody who was destined to be on her path. This was not just a regular fling. This is somebody that was supposed to be in her life at some point or the other. But these were lovers who were in separation or who had issues. So, whoever this was that's responsible for her not coming home was a lover. Eight of Cups in the reverse for returning home, I guess. But this could also be somebody who left and came back. Like maybe they had a separation and then they were the one who decided to come back together or something. Doesn't have to be. It could just be talking about responsible for the return. This is somebody who walks away. This is someone coming back who's walked away. And you know what? I don't really think that's a river, but it kind of looks like a fucking, I'm sorry, my French, a river with the blue in the back. And it's like, I wonder if it's somebody who went to the river and then came back alone. The Five of Pentacles in the reverse, coming back in from out of the cold. I wonder if they could go back and find, like, they knew that he saw her last at their residence, but what did he do that day? Was he outdoors? Is there some kind of log of it? Did he go on the water? I don't know. I'm just asking questions. Ace of Cups in the reverse. Somebody who didn't love her anymore. That's somebody who's responsible. Somebody who threw her love away. What is blocking this case from being solved? What is blocking this case from being solved? The Hermit. Investigation. There are things that are being missed. There are things that are not known, but it's like even though it feels like leads may be exhausted, it's really not the case. Like, if you dig deeper, there's more there. Like I was saying earlier, sometimes you got to shine a new light on it, get a new perspective, and get out of the same thing or things that you are thinking. Because then you block yourself off from being able to see all of the other potential. What else is blocking this case? Oh, sorry. Pardon me, French. I don't know if that was supposed to come out or not. I don't know if this is supposed to come out or not, but we'll talk about it. 3 of Swords in the reverse, 2 of Swords, Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, and the 5 of Swords. It almost gives me a feeling like somebody thinks that things would just be better off left alone. I don't know who that could be. But somebody genuinely thinks that it would just be better to leave things alone and undone. Yeah, like it could even be somebody who's putting up blockages. Like if somebody makes an inquiry or tries to start up something or do something, they're like, no, like, let's not even look at that. Or they shoot down all the ideas. I don't know what that is all about. But moving on, what else is keeping the case from being solved? The Magician in the reverse. So yeah, that goes along with what I was just saying. Somebody's being manipulative. Somebody, I don't know for what reasons, but somebody might be hiding something to protect somebody that they love or care about or have an allegiance to. Yeah, because the only way that solving the case that would break somebody's heart is if it's involving, if they have a relationship to the perpetrator, right? So maybe somebody who has some kind of authority or position is able to manipulate information or cause blockages or hold up things in order to protect this person. I don't know. Let me pull out some index cards on that one. Oops, that was way too much. I'm sorry. I'm not keeping all that. I want to look at the first few. Mask off. Creep reverse. Party celebration. Dad. Owner in the reverse. Were they renters? Log. Like I was saying, there might be some kind of log. Mask in the reverse, mask off. Trickery, mom in the reverse. Witchcraft in the reverse. narcissist, spying or remote viewing, tomfoolery. Okay, I'm just going to read all of them, I guess. Accident, database. So again, those insurance logs. Fond, rich bitch. Somebody's fond of their money. Adversary. Bitch, witch, man threatened child support. Now, you know. Cover up in the reverse. Or to get as much as she could, you know. Cover up in the reverse. DNA. Cahoots in the reverse. Stab. Remorse. Sorry. Run away. Royalty in the reverse. And tragic. Looks like reversed. Okay. The next question is, where can we find her? Where can we find her? Ace of Swords. The World in the reverse. Nine of Cups reversed. Queen of Pentacles. I am, again, sorry, but I'm also getting a feeling like the truth is that we're not going to find her. And that's nothing that nobody wants to hear. But it's looking here like we're not going to find her. Yeah, the Ace of Cups in the reverse. There may be no closure in that direction. The best thing that somebody could hope for at this point, I believe, is a confession. Two of Wands. And the Fool. Somebody taking a leap of faith. We got Justice here. And the Empress and the Hierophant. Somebody may, bluff him in regards, like after they get the information and they go reinvestigate, re-interview. Somebody may bluff him with information and convince him to talk about it. They might bluff him by talking about the marriage. and about divorce and whether they were getting divorced and getting back together, what was going on, and whatever. He might trip up and say something about wanting to move on with somebody else. I have no idea. Because, yeah, King of Pentacles in reverse and not wanting to be a part of that. And we have the Star here. Again with the pools of water. And that might be a reason why she's not found either, because it's been 23 years. If she went into a current of water, there's no telling where she could be. At the top of my deck, the word tragic. And it is a sad story. And it's weird, but I feel like ultimately what's, this guy's drinking problem is gonna do him in too. Because I feel like, he just rolls this stuff over in his mind. I feel like he has said things under the influence. And I feel like if this case opens wide up again, there will be people who can back up or verify claims. And he may even just straight up confess, to be honest. But I feel like ultimately Michelle will end up getting her justice. We speak for those who cannot speak for themselves. Thank you for joining me. I hope you join me on the next one. Like and subscribe if you'd care to do so.